Most people believe that walking more is the key to staying healthy after 70. But what if I told you that doctors are now warning against it? Walking is a great way to stay active, but if it's your only form of exercise, you could be making a mistake that accelerates aging rather than slowing it down. The truth is, as you age, your body needs more than just walking to stay strong. Maintain balance and protect your joints. Relying too much on walking while ignoring other essential forms of movement can actually lead to muscle loss, joint strain, and even a higher risk of falls. That's why experts now say that after 70, you should walk less and focus on these 5 things instead, because they are the real secret to maintaining strength, energy, and independence well into your later years. In this video, we're going to break down the 5 key areas you should be prioritizing instead of just walking. These simple changes can improve your mobility, protect your bones, and even add years to your life. Stick with me until the end, because the last one is something almost no one talks about, but it plays a major role in your longevity. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't like it, type 0 in the comments to let me know, so I can make better videos for you. Now let's get started. 1. Strength training to preserve muscle mass. Walking is a great way to stay mobile. But if it's the only thing you're doing, you could be setting yourself up for muscle loss. After 70, sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass, becomes one of the biggest threats to independence. The problem is that walking alone doesn't do much to build muscle. It primarily engages the lower body, and even then, it doesn't provide the kind of resistance your muscles need to stay strong. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 70, strength training should be a top priority, because it directly counteracts muscle loss, improves balance, and keeps you strong enough to avoid injuries and falls. If you can still carry a heavy grocery bag without struggling, stand up from a chair without using your hands, or open a tight jar with ease, that's a great sign that your muscles are still working well. But if you've noticed that these simple tasks feel harder than they used to, it's likely because your muscles are gradually weakening, even if you don't realize it. And the reality is, if you don't actively work to maintain your strength, your body will start losing it. Take someone like Robert, 74. He walked every day thinking that was enough to keep him healthy. But one day he noticed he was struggling to lift a box that used to feel light. He also realized that standing up from the couch felt more difficult than before. At first he blamed it on aging, but then his doctor explained that muscle loss wasn't just something that happened. It was something that happened faster if you didn't challenge your muscles. So he started adding basic strength exercises into his routine, light resistance bands, bodyweight squats, and simple dumbbell movements. Within a few months, he noticed a huge difference. He felt stronger, more stable, and even had more energy throughout the day. Strength training doesn't mean lifting heavy weights at the gym. It can be as simple as using resistance bands, doing bodyweight exercises like squats or push-ups against a counter, or even lifting household objects. The key is progressive resistance, challenging your muscles just enough to keep them active and engaged. And the benefits go far beyond just strength. Studies show that maintaining muscle mass is directly linked to longer life expectancy, better mobility, and even improved brain health. If you want to test where your strength is at right now, try this: sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands. If you can do this easily, that's a great sign. If you struggle, it may be time to start focusing on rebuilding your strength. And the good news, it's never too late. Strength training can reverse muscle loss, improve balance, and keep you independent for years to come. So if you're someone who still relies only on walking for exercise, consider this your wake-up call. Muscle is the key to longevity, and after 70, it's one of the most important things you can protect. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's continue. 2. Balance and stability exercises to prevent falls. Walking keeps you moving, but it doesn't always improve balance. And that's something most people don't realize until it's too late. After 70, fall prevention becomes one of the most important aspects of staying healthy and independent. Falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury in older adults. And many falls happen not because of weak legs, but because of poor balance. If you aren't actively training your balance, you might be unknowingly increasing your risk of stumbles, trips, and dangerous falls. You might think, I've been walking my whole life, so my balance must be fine. But balance isn't something that stays strong automatically. It's something that gradually declines unless you actively work on it. Walking doesn't challenge the small stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, and core the way balance-specific exercises do. And if your balance weakens, even a small misstep can lead to a fall that takes months, or even years to recover from. Think about the last time you stood on one foot, while putting on a sock or tried reaching for something on a high shelf. Did you feel steady, or did you have to grab onto something? Many people don't realize their balance is slipping until they experience a near fall, one that leaves them shaken up and cautious with every step. That's what happened to someone like Edward, 76. He was always active, but one day while stepping off a curb, his foot landed at an odd angle, and he suddenly lost his balance. He caught himself just in time, but that moment made him realize how vulnerable he had become. His doctor told him that simple balance exercises like standing on one foot, shifting his weight side to side, and practicing controlled movements could help rebuild his stability. Within weeks, he noticed that he felt stronger, steadier, and more confident in his movements. Balance exercises don't require a gym or special equipment. Simple movements, like standing on one foot, walking heel to toe in a straight line, or practicing slow, controlled weight shifts can dramatically improve your stability. And the benefits go beyond just avoiding falls. Better balance means better posture, stronger reflexes, and even improved coordination, making every movement feel more effortless and controlled. If you want to test your balance, try this: stand near a counter for safety and lift one foot off the ground. See if you can hold your balance for at least 10 seconds. If this feels easy, that's a great sign. If you struggle, it's a sign that your balance may need some work. And the sooner you start, the better. Balance is one of those things that you don't think about until it's too late, but training it now can keep you strong and independent for years to come. So if you've been focusing only on walking, it's time to start prioritizing balance. Because the best way to prevent a fall isn't just to stay active, it's to train your body to stay steady. 3 flexibility and mobility exercises to keep joints healthy. Walking may keep your legs moving, but it doesn't do much for flexibility. And that's something that becomes critically important after 70. Over time, your joints naturally stiffen, your range of motion decreases, and movements that once felt effortless can start feeling restricted. If you've ever noticed that turning your head feels tighter than before, or that bending down to tie your shoe isn't as easy as it used to be, that's a sign that your flexibility is declining. And when your mobility starts to shrink, so does your independence. The problem is that many people don't realize how important mobility is until they start losing it. Walking alone doesn't stretch the muscles fully, nor does it engage all the different movement patterns your joints need to stay functional. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 70, dedicating time to flexibility and mobility exercises is just as important as staying active, because it's what allows you to keep doing daily activities without discomfort or strain. Think about the last time you reached for something in the back seat of your car, or tried to put on a jacket. Did it feel smooth, or did you notice stiffness? Many people ignore these small changes, thinking they're just part of aging. But what's really happening is that the muscles and connective tissues are tightening over time, reducing flexibility little by little. This is exactly what happened to someone like Walter, 78. He was still walking daily, but over time, he noticed that getting out of bed in the morning felt stiffer than before. When he reached for something on the floor, he had to bend his knees more than usual. His doctor told him that mobility loss wasn't just about getting older. It was about not using his joints to their full range of motion. So he started incorporating gentle stretching, controlled movements, and joint exercises into his daily routine. Within weeks, he felt looser, more comfortable, and even noticed an improvement in his posture. Flexibility exercises don't mean sitting down and touching your toes for 10 seconds. Dynamic stretches, controlled rotations, and gentle yoga-inspired movements can make a world of difference. Simple activities like neck rotations, shoulder rolls, knee-to-chest stretches, or ankle circles help keep your joints lubricated and pain-free. And the benefits go far beyond just feeling less stiff. Greater flexibility means fewer aches and pains, better circulation, improved posture, and even a lower risk of falls. If you want to test your flexibility, try this: stand up straight and slowly turn your head as far as you can to one side, then the other. Does it feel smooth, or do you feel tightness? If you notice restrictions, it's a sign that your flexibility is decreasing, and now is the time to do something about it. Mobility loss is not inevitable. With just a few minutes a day of focused stretching, you can keep your body feeling younger, more mobile, and pain-free for years to come. So if walking is your main form of exercise, it's time to start focusing on flexibility too. Keeping your joints loose and your movements smooth is one of the most important things you can do to stay active and independent after 70. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going. 4 core and posture exercises to protect your spine. Walking may keep your legs in motion, but it doesn't do much for your core strength or posture, and these are 2 things that become critical after 70. A strong core isn't just about having toned abs, it's about maintaining stability, preventing back pain, and ensuring that your spine stays aligned as you move. If your core is weak, you may start experiencing lower back discomfort, balance problems, or a tendency to hunch forward when walking, all of which can increase your risk of falls and joint strain over time. Most people don't realize how important postural strength is until they start feeling aches and pains that weren't there before. If you've noticed that you're slouching more, feeling stiffness in your lower back, or having trouble standing upright for long periods, that's a sign that your core muscles aren't doing their job. Walking alone doesn't fully engage the deep stabilizing muscles in your abdomen and lower back, which is why doctors emphasize that after 70, core and posture exercises should become a priority. Consider someone like Harold, 75. He was always active, but over the years he noticed his shoulders rounding forward and his lower back feeling more strained, even though he walked daily. His doctor explained that poor posture was putting extra pressure on his spine and joints, leading to chronic stiffness and an increased risk of imbalance. So he started incorporating gentle core activation exercises like seated pelvic tilts, standing posture resets, and abdominal bracing into his routine. Within a few weeks, he noticed less back pain, better posture, and even improved breathing capacity. Core exercises don't require a gym or any special equipment. Simple movements like standing tall against a wall, engaging your lower abs while sitting, or practicing slow, controlled rotations can activate the deep stabilizing muscles that keep your spine aligned. And the benefits go beyond just posture. A strong core means better balance, reduced joint strain, and even improved digestion, since your abdominal muscles play a role in supporting internal organs. If you want to test your core strength, try this. Stand against a wall with your back flat and your head, shoulders, and hips touching the surface. Can you maintain this position comfortably, or does it feel like you have to force yourself upright? If it feels unnatural, that's a sign that your posture may need work. And the sooner you start strengthening your core, the better. Posture and core strength are essential for staying active, avoiding injuries, and maintaining a youthful appearance. If you've been relying only on walking for exercise, it's time to focus on the muscles that truly keep you upright and strong. 5 joint protection and low-impact movements to reduce strain. Walking is a great way to stay active, but if it's your only form of movement, it can start putting unnecessary strain on your joints, especially after 70. As we age, cartilage wears down, joint fluid decreases, and shock absorption becomes less efficient. This is why many seniors begin to experience stiff knees, aching hips, or discomfort in their feet, even if they've been active their entire lives. The problem isn't necessarily the walking itself, it's that walking alone doesn't provide the joint support your body needs. Many people assume joint pain is just a natural part of aging, but in reality, stiffness and discomfort happen faster when you aren't actively protecting your joints. Walking can sometimes make this worse because it involves repetitive impact on the same joints over and over again. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 70, you need to walk less and focus more on low-impact movements that strengthen and protect your joints. Think about the last time you finished a long walk. Did you feel energized and pain-free, or did you notice aching joints, stiffness, or a lingering sense of discomfort? If walking leaves you feeling sore, it may be a sign that your joints aren't getting the support they need. This is exactly what happened to someone like Raymond, 77. He was walking daily, thinking it was the best thing for his health, but over time his knees started feeling stiff and his lower back began to ache. His doctor explained that he needed to reduce the repetitive impact on his joints and start incorporating low-impact movements instead. He began doing gentle swimming, cycling, and flexibility-focused exercises, and within a few weeks, his pain decreased significantly without having to give up movement altogether. Joint-friendly movements include activities like water exercises, cycling, tai chi, or even simple chair-based stretches. These activities help increase blood flow to the joints, improve lubrication, and strengthen the surrounding muscles without putting excessive stress on sensitive areas. And the benefits go beyond just pain relief. Protecting your joints now ensures better mobility, less stiffness, and greater ease of movement for years to come. If you want to test how your joints are doing, try this: sit in a chair and slowly stand up without using your hands. Notice how your knees and hips feel. Do they move smoothly or do they feel stiff and achy? If there's any discomfort, that's your body telling you that your joints need more care, and switching to low-impact movements could make all the difference. Maintaining strong, healthy joints is about more than just avoiding pain. It's about preserving mobility, protecting your independence, and ensuring that every step you take feels effortless rather than painful. If you've been focusing only on walking, it's time to prioritize your joint health and start incorporating movements that help rather than harm. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 5 below to let me know you're here. Now let's wrap things up. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on these 5 priorities. If you've been relying only on walking for exercise, you might not have realized how much your body needs more than just steps to stay strong, mobile, and pain-free. After 70, your focus should shift toward protecting muscle mass, improving balance, increasing flexibility, strengthening your core, and reducing joint strain. These are the things that will truly keep you active and independent for years to come. Many people assume that aging means slowing down, but the truth is, your body is still capable of improving at any age. Whether you need to work on strength, balance, flexibility, or posture, small changes can make a huge difference in how you move, how you feel, and how long you stay independent. The key is to start now. Muscle, balance, and joint health don't decline overnight, it happens gradually. But the good news? That means you have the power to slow it down or even reverse it. So, which of these 5 areas do you need to focus on the most? Have you noticed any changes in your strength, balance, or mobility? We'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment below sharing one thing you learned today and how you plan to bring it into practice in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. When you turn 60 and beyond, who will truly stand by your side? When you're younger, the answer might seem obvious: your family, your closest friends, the people you've known for years. But once you turn 60, reality starts to look a little different. Life changes, people get busy, priorities shift, and suddenly you realize that the support system you always believed in might not be as reliable as you once thought. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 essential pillars that become more dependable than family as you get older. This isn't about pushing people away, it's about understanding where real stability comes from and making sure you're not left vulnerable when you need support the most. When you build a strong foundation based on these 6 pillars, you gain the security and independence that will carry you through life's challenges. Stay tuned until the end because these 6 pillars may completely change the way you think about support. And once you understand them by the end, you'll never feel powerless, alone, or unprepared again. Now let's get started. Pillar 1, your financial stability. The most reliable support you'll ever have isn't a person, it's your financial independence. Money may not buy happiness, but it does buy security, freedom, and peace of mind. The older you get, the more you realize that relying on family for financial help is not a plan, it's a risk. Your children have their own lives, their own expenses, and their own families to take care of. Even if they love you deeply, they may not always be in a position to help when you need it most. Think about Richard, a 72-year-old man who always assumed his children would step in if he ever faced financial trouble. He had helped them through college, lent them money when they needed it, and was always there when they called. But when an unexpected medical issue drained his savings, he turned to his kids for help, only to realize that they were struggling with their own mortgages, their own bills, and their own financial challenges. Not because they didn't care, but because life is unpredictable. That's why financial stability is one of the strongest pillars of support you can build. It's not about being wealthy, it's about being prepared. It's about having a plan for emergencies, a steady source of income that you can rely on, and a clear understanding of how to manage your money so that you never have to depend on anyone else to get by. If you're in your 60s or beyond, it's time to ask yourself, do I have enough saved to cover unexpected expenses? Is my retirement income secure? Have I minimized financial risks that could put me in a vulnerable position? If the answer is no, the time to take action is now. Learn how to budget wisely, avoid unnecessary debt, and invest in things that will bring long-term stability. Because at the end of the day, your financial security is the one thing that will always stand by you, no matter what life throws your way. Pillar 2, your physical health. There's one thing in life that no amount of love, money, or support from others can replace: your health. After 60, your body becomes either your greatest ally or your biggest obstacle. The truth is, you can have all the financial security in the world, but if your health fails, your freedom disappears. And while family may care about you, they can't exercise for you, they can't eat the right foods for you, and they can't stop the effects of aging for you. That responsibility falls entirely on you. Too many people neglect their health, assuming that when the time comes, someone will be there to take care of them. But the reality is, even if your family loves you, they have their own lives. They may not have the time, energy, or ability to be your caregiver. And depending on others to manage your well-being can leave you feeling powerless. That's why prioritizing your health now is one of the most important investments you can make for your future. Take the story of Carl, a 68-year-old man who had always been active in his younger years, but let himself go after retirement. He figured he had plenty of time to get back in shape, but before he knew it, his energy levels dropped, his mobility declined, and simple tasks became difficult. His children visited when they could, but they couldn't be there every day to help him. Eventually, he realized that if he wanted to maintain his independence, he had to take control of his health, not tomorrow, not next year, but now. You don't have to train like an athlete, but small, consistent efforts make all the difference. Move your body every day, eat foods that fuel you instead of harm you, and take your checkup seriously. If you've been ignoring warning signs, aches that won't go away, difficulty walking, changes in energy levels, it's time to stop pushing them aside. Your future self will thank you for every healthy choice you make today. Because at the end of the day, your strongest support system isn't your children, your siblings, or your friends. It's your own ability to stay strong, active, and capable. And the more you prioritize your health now, the less you'll have to rely on anyone else later. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Now let's move forward. Pillar 3, your social circle. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they get older is isolating themselves. Maybe it happens slowly, friends move away, loved ones pass on, and before you know it, your social circle has become smaller than you ever imagined. The problem is, without strong friendships, loneliness creeps in. And loneliness, especially after 60, is dangerous. It doesn't just affect your emotions, it affects your health, your mental sharpness, and even your lifespan. You might assume that family will always be there to keep you company, but here's the truth. Your children have their own lives. They have careers, families, and responsibilities that keep them busy. They may love you deeply, but they can't be your only source of companionship. That's why one of the most important pillars of support is your social network. The people who check in on you, who make you laugh, who bring energy into your life. These relationships are not a luxury, they are a necessity. Look at someone like Margaret, a 73-year-old woman, who always relied on her family for companionship. She had 2 sons, both of whom loved her dearly. But as the years went by, they became busy with work and raising their own children. They still called, but the daily visits and weekend gatherings grew less frequent. Margaret started to feel lonely, waiting for phone calls that didn't always come. Then she made a change. She started reconnecting with old friends, joining a community group, and even picking up new hobbies that introduced her to new people. Suddenly, her life was filled with conversations, shared laughter, and a sense of purpose. She didn't have to wait on her family to feel connected. She built that connection herself. Friendships, community groups, and even casual acquaintances give you something priceless. A sense of belonging. Whether it's a neighbor you chat with, a book club you attend, or a group at your local gym, having people in your life outside of your family creates a foundation of emotional strength. And the more connections you build now, the more support you'll have in the years to come. So ask yourself, who do you have in your life right now? That brings you joy? If the answer isn't clear, it's time to expand your circle. Because at the end of the day, a strong social network isn't just about having company. It's about having people who lift you up, remind you of your worth, and make every stage of life richer. Pillar 4, your sense of purpose. One of the most overlooked sources of support in life isn't another person. It's your own sense of purpose. After 60, many people start to feel a shift. The roles that once gave life meaning, being a parent, a worker, a caregiver, start to fade. Retirement sets in, children become independent, and the pace of life slows down. And without a clear sense of direction, it's easy to start feeling invisible, unneeded, or even lost. The truth is, no matter how much your family loves you, they can't give you purpose. That's something you have to build for yourself. Having a reason to wake up in the morning, whether it's a passion, a project, or a goal, keeps your mind sharp, your emotions steady, and your life fulfilling. It's what keeps you engaged with the world, instead of just watching from the sidelines. Think about someone like George, a 70-year-old retired engineer. When he left the workforce, he was excited to finally relax. But after a few months, he started feeling restless, like something was missing. His days felt empty. His kids visited occasionally, but they had their own lives. That's when he decided to take action. He started volunteering at a local school, teaching young kids how to build things. Before long, he had a new reason to get up every morning, something that made him feel valued, useful, and engaged with life. Purpose doesn't have to come from a job. It can be anything that makes you feel alive, learning something new, mentoring others, gardening, painting, traveling, or even just setting personal goals. It's about doing things that bring you joy and keep you mentally and emotionally active. If you've been feeling like your best days are behind you, it's time to change that mindset. Your purpose isn't something that disappears as you age, it evolves. And the more you invest in finding meaning in your daily life, the less you'll need to rely on others for happiness. Because at the end of the day, the strongest support you can have isn't someone holding your hand, it's the fire inside you that keeps pushing you forward. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Pillar 5, your emotional resilience. Life has a way of testing you, no matter how old you are. After 60, challenges don't stop, they just change. Friendships fade, loved ones pass on, health issues arise, and sometimes life feels lonelier than it used to. The truth is, no matter how much support you have from others, the most reliable source of strength will always come from within. Your ability to adapt, to process emotions, and to find peace in difficult moments is what keeps you moving forward, even when circumstances don't go the way you expected. Too many people rely on family to be their emotional support system, believing that their children, siblings, or extended relatives will always be there to comfort them. But the reality is, everyone has their own battles to fight. They might not always have the time or energy to be the source of emotional stability you need. That's why building emotional resilience is so important. It allows you to find strength within yourself instead of constantly seeking it from others. Take the story of Helen, a 75-year-old woman who lost her husband after 40 years of marriage. At first, she leaned on her children for emotional support, but over time, she realized that while they cared deeply, they had their own families and responsibilities to manage. She knew she couldn't expect them to fill the void she felt inside. Instead of letting grief consume her, she focused on strengthening herself emotionally. She joined a support group, started journaling, and practiced daily gratitude. Over time, she discovered something powerful. She didn't need someone else to fix her sadness. She had the strength to heal on her own. Emotional resilience isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending to be strong all the time. It's about acknowledging pain, processing it in a healthy way, and developing coping mechanisms that allow you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. It's about having outlets, whether it's writing, meditation, therapy, or simple self-reflection, that help you find peace within yourself instead of depending on others to provide it. No matter what life throws your way, the ability to stand strong on your own will always be one of your greatest sources of support. The more you cultivate emotional resilience, the less you will feel dependent on others to make you feel whole. Because at the end of the day, the person who will always be with you through every hardship and every triumph is you. Pillar 6, your ability to adapt. If there's one truth about life after 60, it's this: nothing stays the same. People change, circumstances shift, and the things you once counted on may no longer be as reliable as they used to be. The key to thriving in this stage of life isn't holding on to the past, it's your ability to adapt. Those who struggle the most with aging are often the ones who resist change, who cling too tightly to what was instead of embracing what is. But those who learn to adjust, to stay open, and to welcome new possibilities, they find joy and fulfillment no matter what life brings. Many people assume that once they reach a certain age, they're set in their ways. But that kind of thinking can be dangerous. It can keep you from discovering new opportunities, meeting new people, and learning things that could enrich your life. Being adaptable isn't just about accepting change, it's about actively looking for ways to grow with it. Look at someone like Frank, a 78-year-old man who had always relied on in-person friendships to stay connected. When many of his friends moved away or passed on, he initially felt lost. He thought, I guess this is just how it is when you get older. But then, instead of resigning himself to loneliness, he decided to adapt. He learned how to use video calls to stay connected with distant family, joined an online discussion group about history, and even made a few new friends in the process. Instead of letting change defeat him, he allowed himself to grow with it. The people who thrive after 60 aren't necessarily the ones with the most resources or the strongest support system. They are the ones who refuse to be stuck in their ways, who remain curious, and who find ways to adjust no matter what life throws at them. If a door closes, they look for another. If a relationship changes, they find new ways to connect. If something is no longer working, they are willing to try something different. Your ability to adapt is one of the greatest pillars of support you will ever have. It allows you to navigate life with resilience, optimism, and confidence. And the more you embrace change instead of fearing it, the less you'll feel like you're losing something, and the more you'll realize that every stage of life offers something new to gain. If you're still here and finding these insights helpful, type 6 in the comments below to let me know you're watching. Your support helps me continue creating content that matters to you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Final thoughts. Reaching 60 and beyond is a stage of life that comes with both wisdom and challenges. And while family may always hold a special place in your heart, the reality is that the most reliable support you'll ever have isn't found in other people. It's found in the foundation you build for yourself. Your financial stability ensures that you never have to rely on someone else to get by. Your physical health determines whether you can maintain your freedom and independence. Your social circle keeps you connected, engaged, and emotionally fulfilled. Your sense of purpose gives your life meaning and direction, no matter your age. Your emotional resilience strengthens you against life's inevitable hardships. And your ability to adapt allows you to thrive, even when things don't go as planned. If you have these 6 pillars in place, you will never feel completely alone. You will never have to beg for support, feel helpless in difficult times, or wait for someone else to step in and save you. Because true stability doesn't come from hoping others will be there for you. It comes from knowing you are already prepared to stand strong, no matter what life brings your way. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.